This is a really important moment. We're going to move over to the other side of the mirror.
Their label On Aura Tout Vu roughly translates in English as "we've seen it all now." These two Parisians are the go-to couturiers for stars like Lady Gaga and Nicki Minaj. But this autumn they're turning their hands to the costumes and set of a modern interpretation of the Nutcracker at Geneva's Grand Théâtre.
It's about a love of the music, but also the timing. We're coming to the end of November, the holiday season is here soon, so we had the opportunity to put on the Nutcracker. So you might ask, why the Nutcracker again? I say, why not? But it's not only about doing a new one, it's about creating something that nobody's seen before.
Composed in 1893, the Nutcracker was Tchaikovsky's last ever ballet. For this production, a young Belgian's taking the reins. He danced with the Monte Carlo Ballet for 10 years before becoming a choreographer, to critical acclaim.
His mind is completely free. There's also an extremely deliberate choreographic language there. It's very confident, very original. He's only 30 years old, but he has a real choreographic style, and he's got a sort of liberty. His imagination is totally free. He's not at all limited in his vision.
Jeroen Verbruggen is following in the footsteps of renowned choreographers like Nureyev, Baryshnikov and Belgian. The Nutcracker's enchanted audience for more than a century.
It's really inspiring. Seeing the Nutcracker, it's just magic. It could be a little too established, especially in America, where every year every company does the Nutcracker again. Now there are even Nutcracker battles. But it's the music that everyone really knows. It's got to be the music. It's Tchaikovsky's masterpiece. He didn't produce a huge amount of work, and he did experiment with many different styles. And everyone knows at least one tune, and that's the Nutcracker melody.
On Aura Tout Vu designers have worked closely with the choreographer on both the set and costume design. Designing for the stage has more in common with haute couture than you might think, with one major exception. The dancers need to be able to move freely.
Everything is made with extremely flexible material, whilst respecting the broken mirror aesthetic. On the stage, there's this broken mirror effect, but up close, as you can see, everything is malleable. It's a sort of neoprene that's very...
stretchy.
A polyester that looks like a mirror, so what you're seeing here are the techniques that we use to ensure that the dancers can move, costumes that are comfortable, and most importantly, safe.
At once minimalist and baroque, the costumes and the set complement each other. And breaking with tradition, there's not a Christmas tree in sight.
I think that mirrors are very important, not just in the ballet, but also in life. And Jeroen wanted to look through these mirrors into the real essence of each person.
We were referencing Lewis Carroll, discovering what's happening on the other side of the mirror, and also how you can shatter that mirror.
Ballet is a young profession. The average dancer is 20 years old. The leading lady, Marie, is played by Sarah Shiganari.
I've been working at the Grand Théâtre for 5 years. It's the first time that I've danced the female lead, and it's a really important moment for me.
Maybe because the Nutcracker is, above all, a story about leaving childhood behind.
It's not about Marie, the sweet little girl. It's more about Marie, the teenager, who doesn't feel comfortable in her own skin, someone searching for her identity. She's actually quite lost. For me, the Nutcracker is really about breaking your own shell, your own nut, in order to discover, or at least try to discover, your true identity. And on top of that, the message is also that in order to love someone, you also need to love yourself.
It's taken the teams 2 years to create this original ballet, a production full of humour, tenderness and, above all, emotion.
I'm a young choreographer. I'm still working out who I am, but there are certain things that I'm starting to understand, like what I'm trying to give people. For me, dance is about surprising people. It's, they're going that way, then whoosh, they're going somewhere else. I also think that in this world it's very important to stay true to yourself and to trust your convictions, but also to listen to more experienced professionals, especially when you're young. There you have it. Follow your heart and listen to other people too.
Tchaikovsky's ballet was inspired by Alexandre Dumas' The Nutcracker and the Mouse King, which in turn was a reworking of an early 19th century story. This production, set to tour the globe, is sure to carry on its legacy.